Yo, what's up guys, it's Cole Bennett, and today I'm going to be talking about my 2017 XXL Freshman list predictions. This is just what I think will happen. This is not necessarily what I think should happen or what I would pick myself. First person who I think will definitely make it is Playboi Carti. Just released his new project. The buzz around his name is crazy. He could have very easily been on the list last year. Carti's for sure going to be on the list this year. I think that's pretty much a no-brainer. I think everyone kind of realizes that. Famous Dex will definitely be on it. His energy is crazy. I mean, I don't really need to explain anything about Dex. You guys kind of already know what's good with him. And he could have also been on the list last year, I think. So this year's kind of a no-brainer. And I think Dex, with his work ethic and his consistency, I think, you know, he's really deserving of a XXL spot. Madeintyo is another person who I think will be on the list. You know, he has a growing fan base. He has a lot of hit records out. It's like he'll put out a song, it'll start getting big, and then he'll get a feature, some remix will happen, and then the song will blow up that much bigger. And it's really happened with everything he's put out. He did the Uber Everywhere, was really big, and then Travis Scott hopped on it, and it ended up, you know, going platinum. Another song he did the I Want, which was a big song, and then he had 2 Chainz hop on that. And then most recently he did the Skateboard P, which he had Big Sean hop on, and he's also on tour with Big Sean right now. So he's got a lot of big things going for him. Kyle, he goes by Super Duper Kyle. I don't know that much about Kyle. I've listened to a few songs of his demographic, and his fan base is going to be something that XXL will want to capture. XXL is not going to want to put together a roster or XXL list that everyone's going to love. At the end of the day, they're going to try to capture a bunch of different audiences. As Kyle may not be like a Carti or a Famous Dex, I think that he's very deserving of the spot because his numbers, I don't know that much about his music, but I know that he's just gonna make the list, bro. Nav will be on the list. From my point of view, I feel like Nav went from nothing to something. Then next thing you know, he signed to like XO and is with The Weeknd like all the time. And on top of that, Nav just makes really, really good music. I think X will be on the list. His fan base is crazy. When he went to jail, he got like 15 times bigger than he already was when he had went in. His Look At Me track, I want to say it hit the Billboard Top 100. I don't know that for sure. X fans are really for him, and I think XXL knows that if they don't put X on the list, that they're going to get a lot of hate from a lot of people. So I think X is one of those people who pretty much has a spot guaranteed for him on the list. Another person, Amine, I think that's how you say it, Amine. Maybe I'm wrong. If that's not how you pronounce it, I'm sorry. I do not know much about this guy. He had the Caroline song, which just went double platinum. Why I think that he will get it is because XXL knows what they're doing. They're not just going to put a bunch of people on the list to cater to one fan base. I think he kind of falls in the same category as like Kyle. Ugly God will for sure be on the list. I think Ugly God is going to be like the new Lil Yachty. In the sense, like, when Yachty was nominated as a XXL Freshman, really started creating a buzz for himself beyond just Twitter and SoundCloud and all that, and like old heads started to see that he was popping, people got really, really upset because the content and just like everything about it. If you thought Lil Yachty was gonna shake some shit to the old heads, then you're not ready for Ugly God. And if you're not ready for Ugly God, then you're definitely not ready for Lil Pump. Old heads are gonna be mad, man. But Ugly God's deserving though. He just announced his debut project, the Booty Tape. He put out the cover art and the track list, so there's a lot of buzz around that. Even if you don't know Ugly God, you know the Water song. No, Ugly God will be on the list. So for the last 2 spots, I'm torn between 2 people for each spot. I really, really just don't know who will get these spots. For one of the 2 last spots, I think it's between Young M.A. and Noname. One of these 2 will be picked because it's a great opportunity for XXL to put a female artist on the list. And I think that they're both really deserving in their own regard. I think Noname should be on it. But for that spot, I'm going to say Noname or Young M.A. For the last spot, you guys were waiting for me to say Smokepurpp and Lil Pump on the list. I do not think that both of them will be on the list. Yet I do think one of them will be on the list. I have no clue whether it would be Smokepurpp or Lil Pump, but I have a really strong feeling that one of the two will make it to the list. I think they won't both be on the list for the sole reason that they're catering to the same fan base, or at least similar fan bases. There's just not room for both of them to be on. I think they're both super qualified. Lil Pump has a crazy growing fan base. His numbers are jumping. He has cosigns from people like Uzi, Ty Dolla $ign, and then Smokepurpp just signed a record deal. You know, has cosigns from like The Weeknd and Kevin Gates and people like that. So they both have mainstream appeal, and like I said, it's really one or the other. I don't know who it will be, but I'd like to hear whether you guys think it will be Lil Pump or Smokepurpp, or if you think both of them will end up making it. They might both end up making it. I don't know, but I think there's only room for one of them. There's two people who I left out that I think that you guys will comment on. Lil Peep is one of them. I just honestly don't think that. I think Lil Peep is right outside the boundaries of hip hop. I just don't think he really makes hip hop music, even though he's a nominee. I just don't think it would make sense. I think that Lil Peep doesn't really need XXL anyway, and yeah, I just don't think Lil Peep will be on it. But I do think Lil Peep is super dope. Another person, A Boogie with the Hoodie. There's always gonna be that one person who should have been on a list but just didn't make it. With there only being 10 spots, there's like no way that XXL could make a perfect list and get everyone on there. Like A Boogie with the Hoodie would just miss it. But I mean, that happens every year. Like Mick Jenkins should have been on the XXL list 2 years ago, and Rich the Kid could have been on it last year, could have been on it this year. You know what I mean? But he wasn't even a nominee this year. So there's always going to be those people that end up missing. And I know that you guys are going to say, where's Warhol? Where's Uno? Where's Fauni? Where's Cousin Stiz? And I feel like next year they're going to be the no-brainers, just like this year the no-brainers were like Carti, Dex, Tokyo, people like that. There's probably a couple more people that I missed or I forgot about, and I know I'm going to see them in the comments. When I made the 15 rappers that I think will blow up, let me just correct myself right now. I don't know how, but I forgot Lil Tracy, D Savage, and Mask The Slump God. I think that they're definitely 3 rappers to blow up in 2017. So to go back, I would have added them on that list if I could. With the bros.